Working on the other side, the Heritage Railway. Hello again. Well, I've come down this side of the layout and got the harbour done, although I am going to put another boat in there, a schooner, and I'm working on that at the moment. But now I'm turning my attention to this side of the layout. One of the things that I've done, I've got my cricket machine to cut out these handrails or railings along here, which I've got to paint and then put them back in to protect people from falling in the river. And over there I've got a little, what I call my Millennium Bridge. That's got to be painted up and then the cables put in for it. I've decided what I'm going to do with the Heritage Line, which will run down there with 2 tracks coming off here, 2 tracks then down to the far end there, where there'll be a station and a little bit of an arrangement to be able to move the locomotive from one end of the train to the other. That's the idea. So that's what I'm going to start off with. Well, this is where the other end station is going to go, here somewhere. So I'm going to fill this gap in. So I'm going to just mark a piece of ply here, which I'll have to put up, fix up somehow or another, but I want to make it from there to about there, and then I'll have a little sweep. That'll come round. Like that. Oh, I'll get that cut. Well, I've got my little extension piece in there now, and I can just start laying out for the track. So that'll be coming on nicely. But I have got a bit of an incline down from there, from this level down to this level, and that is because when I was making this original station, it was alongside the river, and I needed to have a bank alongside the river, so I had to raise this piece up, which meant that it was now raised all the way along here to there. So I've got to get down, so I need to make a ramp down. Well, I've got the Heritage Line running, and Whoops! And it is just a simple there and back line with a passing area there and into the main station over there. So I didn't have room to do what I wanted to do with having a place for the engine to, or the loco to change ends, but there we are. That will have to do. But now I'm going to get stuck on into the scenery along here. And I know it'd be better to start at the back and work forward, but I haven't decided what I'm going to do in the middle there. But I have decided what I'm going to do along the front here. So that's what I'm going to do first. Well, as you may have gathered, I haven't bought any new baseboard or anything like that. There's all stuff left over from previous layouts, and so it's got all sorts of nasties on it, including the fact that this beam is lower than the plywood base there, because the ply didn't have plywood that was wide enough. So I'm having to build that up with actually 2 layers of cardboard, which I'm going to stick down, and then I'll put card over the top to finish the roadway off, because there's going to be a roadway along here and a bit of banking and a fence. I'll get that glued down now, and then when that's dry I can put another layer on the top. Okay, if I go more weights it might be easier. And the other thing I've got to do is to put a face along here to finish it off, and I'm not going to buy a piece of plywood especially for that, but a while ago I bought a whole big pack of card, and I thought I'd be making my model boats and things out of it, but it's rubbish, absolute rubbish. So I'm thinking of using it as a face along there, and I'll cut it off, contour it to give it some character. I can glue that on, and then I'll paint that black, and it should be okay, and a good way of using up this stuff, because I won't be using it for anything else. It doesn't cut well on the Cricut, so I may as well use it on that. Well, I've used some of that card, this card, and I laid it down there for the roadway, and what I'm doing now is I'm putting tumble dryer fluff along here to form the bank, and spraying it with watered down PVA. That'll make it set. Just stuff it in there and get a bit of life into it as we can. Right, and when that's dried off, I can get some colour onto it, and that will make a nice bit of banking, I hope. And then when I've got the card up this side, I can put a little bit of banking along there as well. I think that'll be good, and it'll just be a single track road along there. So I've now got the card all the way along there, and I've got the tumble fluff dryer stuff tumble dryer fluff behind there to make the banking. See up there, and that will be looking along the road. But the tumble dryer fluff has got to be glued some more, and then obviously painted. So that's the next job. It is a messy job, but I think the end result is worth it. And once that's dry, I can get a base coat of brown on the banking and get the road painted a suitable colour. Good. Well, it's got the brown on the sides of the road, and when that's dried I'll get the road on and we'll get some vegetation on there. I've now got the roadway painted and some vegetation on the sides, on the banks, but I've I've got to wait for the PFA glue to dry there now, and then I can tidy the road up and put some further vegetation along it. I'm not going to put any trees along there for the moment because I've got to reach over to do the back, so I don't want to be knocking the trees over, so we'll have to wait for the trees a little while. I started putting a bit of foliage along the road, and I've also made the platform or one of the platforms for this end station here. So it's on a curve, and anybody that's tried to do it will know it's always difficult to get a curved platform. There we are. So now down that end everything seems to be working okay. I'm pleased with that lot. Now I've also started making the platform for here, and then at the entrance down here I'm going to make a little gateway and the ticket office around about here somewhere. I had to have a bus turning up bringing the people, and then I've got another platform to put along the back there, behind that that line. I've got that back painted black now, and another thing I've done, I've altered things down here a little bit and put this spur in, which is just a holding place for these two German wagons, and I've got to build another platform down there now for the rail car. But yes, it all seems to be coming on okay with my vegetation there, and eventually I'll have some trees and bushes along the side, but not until I've finished working over there because of reaching across. So there we are. What I'm doing here is I'm making the fence to go along the side of the Heritage Railway, and that is actually 3 pieces of paper all glued one on top of the other to give it strength, and I've got 45, I need 45 pieces of paper to make 15 lengths like that. So I've cut it out with a cricket, and now I'm removing the pieces. There's a place there where I didn't get 2 of the nodules, the nodes together, but anyway, I'm breaking that off, and then it's very delicate, as you can see, but there we are. I carry on with that. I need 45 of them. And you may wonder why I didn't use this card that I've used for building the boats, but the reason is that with the large cuts it's done very, very well, but when it comes to the very, very fine cuts, the card doesn't cut well at all, so it drags the top, so I'm afraid I've had to do it that way. And I can assure you it is exceedingly boring, but it has to be done. It has to be done. Just wipe that with Pritt stick, and then I'll grab another piece, make sure I've got it the right way round, and layer it on. There is a slight difference one end to the other, so I've got to make sure I got it the right way round each time. And then that's 2 layers, and now we've put the 3rd one on, There we are. So I'll just lift that off. Oh, this one. Lift that off. And wait for the glue to set properly. That's it. And I can get them painted. I've finally finished all the gluing, and then I dipped each one into a pot of brown timber preservative, and they're hanging up there to dry now before I can put them up. But in the meantime, I've got the white line down the roadway, and coachloads of tourists have turned up, and I haven't even finished the platform, so I'd better get on with that. Well, still lots to do, but it's all good fun. And I'm enjoying working on this side more than I expected I would, because I like the water and the boats and the harbour and all that sort of thing over there. But this side is all sort of dry land. Anyway, I'm enjoying it, and I hope you'll enjoy watching me do it, and please come back and watch them all. So for this time, thanks very much for watching. BFN, bye for now.